everyone. Hope you're doing well today. Uh, in movies and in news stories, we love hearing about the theme of self-sacrifice. And over the years, Disney's picked up on this theme that our culture loves, both in their children's movies and in movies that you and I probably enjoy a little bit more, the Marvel movies. We see the theme of sacrifice in movies like Frozen and Onward, and in the various Marvel superhero movies. There's nothing that we love to see and celebrate more than someone sacrificing their own well-being or even their very own life for someone else. Usually when we think of others sacrificing themselves, we think of someone putting themselves on the line for a friend or a family member, someone that they deeply love. It might be a man who gives one of his healthy kidneys to a brother who's sick and dying and needs a transplant. It might be someone who sees a car veering off of the side of the road and coming directly at her best friend. And so she steps in, pushes her aside, and voluntarily takes the blow. We love stories like this because they display people putting their own good and safety aside for the good and safety of someone else. And these stories of self-sacrifice define humility and selflessness at their best. And these are rare attributes in a world where life usually revolves around ourselves, where we seek our own good and our own safety, sometimes even at the cost of others. And we seek our own way before thinking of the good of those around us. So today we come to another one of the I am statements of Jesus, where Jesus tells us that he is the good shepherd. In John 10, verse 11, Jesus says this: I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd sacrifices his life for the sheep. And then down to verse 14, I'm the good shepherd. I know my own and they know me. Just as my Father knows me, I know, and I know my Father. So I sacrifice my life for the sheep. I have other sheep too that are not of this sheepfold. I must bring them also. They will listen to my voice, and there will be one flock with one shepherd. So let's think about this for a minute. As the good shepherd, Jesus lays down his life for the sheep. And this is the gospel, that we are sinners who need to be rescued. And the cost of our salvation was Jesus sacrificing himself on the cross for our redemption. As the good shepherd, Jesus willingly gives up his life for the sheep that are given to him by his Father. The Bible calls Jesus the Lamb of God who takes away the sins of the world. Jesus, the righteous Son of God, takes the penalty for us, those who are unrighteous. He takes the death and the judgment and the wrath of the Father, which was due to us for our sin. He sacrifices himself for the sheep. In Romans, Paul picks up on this when he says that when we were utterly helpless, Christ came at just the right time and died for us sinners. Now, most people would not be willing to die for an upright person, though someone might die for a person who's especially good. But God showed his great love for us by sending Christ to die for us while we were still sinners. My last thought is this, is that Jesus knows his sheep. This is great news because when Jesus went to the cross, he wasn't just making salvation a possibility for some people in general, but he had the sheep who were given to him by his Father at the forefront of his mind. He knows his sheep in particular and by name, and he willingly gives his life for them. This means if you're a Christian, that Jesus was thinking of you on the cross. He willingly sacrificed himself so that you could be welcomed into the family of God. So take a few minutes, read through some of these passages below on this PDF, and consider the great sacrifice of Jesus, our good shepherd. Until next time, take care.